Democrats have made it clear they hope to raise revenues in the next round of debt talks. That means tax increases, and they have made it clear they have some favorite targets. But would those produce real savings, and if so, how much? Chief Washington correspondent Jim Angle does the math.
Democrats have a wish list of tax increases they argue would fix many of our deficit problems, a list of targets that's become a Democratic mantra.
Subsidies to oil and gas companies, and tax loopholes that help billionaires pay a lower tax rate.
Millionaires and billionaires and corporate jet owners.
The super rich and big oil and big corporations that enjoy tax giveaways.
There is a Democratic list of big bad boys in the tax code that they want to get rid of.
So what if Democrats, especially liberal ones, got every tax increase they yearn for? How much would that reduce deficits? Take the constant refrain about corporate jets, for instance.
You can't pretend you're going to fix the tax code by corporate jet subsidies. That's just not going to make a dent in the problem.
Ending that break, which the administration itself extended and expanded, would only raise $3.1 billion over 10 years. Then the tax reductions on oil and gas companies. Eliminating those only generates about $40 billion over 10 years. Another favorite target is hedge fund managers.
There is something fundamentally wrong when a billionaire hedge fund manager pays a lower tax rate than his secretary.
Those managers' income is taxed as capital gains, which is lower than the regular tax rate, but changing that would only bring in some $20 billion over 10 years. The biggest target, of course, is raising taxes on wealthy Americans.
As the Republicans call them, the job creators, the millionaires and billionaires.
Actually, higher taxes would start well below $1 million at families making $250,000, but even that only brings in another $800 billion.
It is going to be hard to raise significant revenues only focusing on the well-off.
President Obama and his allies have proposed several other tax increases, including limiting deductions for those making more than $250,000. Throw that in, you get another $300 billion. So even a generous list of tax increases proposed by Democrats would add up to less than $1.2 trillion over 10 years, not even close to covering $46 trillion in unfunded entitlements.
We're not going to fix this problem without fixing entitlements. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
But the Democratic wish list wouldn't make a dent on that front. In fact, it wouldn't even be enough to cover the additional cuts Congress has to come up with by Thanksgiving. In Washington, Jim Angle, Fox News.